Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. I am going to have myself a soda here, and we're going to talk about data storage and backups. For those of you who are not familiar with this channel, I am a food blogger. It's my hobby. And what I do is I purchase things like this stevia soda for the purpose of review. Once I review it, I then have it. And I have had a huge problem with things sitting in my inventory for long periods of time without being consumed. This Enjoy by 2/22/24, I believe. There's 4 2s in that. So this should have been consumed some time ago. Okay, as I'm filming this in October of 2024, this should have been consumed like 8 months ago, and that doesn't make it dangerous for me to consume, but obviously it's something. I mean, it's something I need to consume. I don't even know if I liked this soda. Don't remember my review of it, but anyway. So we're going to talk about storing data. For every 1,000 subscribers I get across all 6 of my channels, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean then pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. Now, last year something happened to me. This flash drive failed, and I found I did back up some of the data on it, but I didn't back it all up. So I still want to send this to a recovery team. I've been looking for one. I found one that's going to quote me, like $300 as opposed to $500. It's really expensive to recover data, and I really have to ask myself, how much is the data on this worth? Okay, so if I want to call myself a professional YouTuber, and I do, I need to start backing up my data properly. All right? Now, over the years, I have done things to back up data. This is a SATA Roswell. It used to be a hard drive in one of my computers. Never even opened this. This is an old IDE hard drive. I believe it's a 0.5 terabyte. I purchased it after IDE stopped becoming a format because it was cheap, but I never used it. This is another hard drive here. This is another IDE, and it comes from one of my computers. I believe there's only 30 gigabytes on here. I used it for a while, and I should probably light this up before I toss it out and see if there's anything on it. But it's so old, it's more than 10 years old now, it probably doesn't work. And, same story with this one. It's another, it's another SATA hard drive. And the problem with these is they need the old-fashioned USB 2 connection, and they need a power supply. And those power supplies are around my house somewhere. But I doubt there's any information on these that are still valuable. It's just been too long. Cran raspberry. It still tastes pretty good. This is just a box that it's sitting on top of, by the way. It's not very stable. So anyway, altogether, I believe these two, or this one and this one, are both 0.5 terabytes. This one is a 0.5 terabyte. That's only 30 gigabytes because it's old. These together might be around 200 gigabytes, and these cards here are around 150. I mean, I'm not being exact here, but All of this storage together, by the way, does not equal this 2 terabyte Western Digital SSD. So that's what I'm working with. And, it's, again, I need to come up with what I'm going to do to safeguard my data before I spend $300 getting this recovered. Because I ain't doing that again. You need to not do that again. That Richard's stupid. Don't do that. Rub my nose in it like I'm smelling poop. it's... So yeah, I've ordered 2 of these. They're 2 terabyte cards, or 2 terabyte devices. I've ordered a second one of these, rather, and I'm going to back up everything. The golden standard for data safety recovery is what's called the 3-2-1 rule. You need at least 3 copies in 2 formats in at least 2 locations, or at least 1 other location. So 3 copies, 2 formats, 1 additional location. Right? So it's one of those things, like with anything I'm storing online, I can store to a SSD, and that should count that. And anything I'm storing on a flash drive, I can also store to an SSD, and that should count that. For this video, for example, there is going to be one online, all right? And if, for example, I pop on the internet one day and there's been a problem with Google and they've deleted my channel, I am therefore going to have all of that channel, or at least whatever I've stored, able to re-upload. And to be completely honest with you, I mean, if I don't have the data, I'm not going back into this channel and saying, let me download every video. There are easily more than 2,000 videos on this channel at this point, at least including the shorts. So that's not worth it. But, and this is a rather large tail end, I need to have the data for recovery, so that if this channel were deleted, okay, you just start uploading and uploading and uploading and uploading, and all the information goes back. I almost wish that would happen sometimes, because I wonder what starting over would be like. But not doing that. So, what needs to happen with that is that I need to start picking a day of the week. So the most amount of data I could lose from a flash drive is a week's worth of data. And then, okay, you lose that data if you have a meltdown. Now, one problem I did run into, okay, is I backed up on this drive my pictures folder on my primary computer, which is where I store all of my data. Okay, all of the data that's important is stored there. And when you do that, well, you do run into the problem of the next time you want to store that data, do you delete the old copy? Because that's going to wear down the drive. Now again, there's almost 400 gigabytes on here already. And I'm probably going to blank it and start over. Once I get the other drive, I'm going to have, it's like, all right, this is what's backed up. And everything that's backed up is going to be on these drives. And then, one of these drives should go with me wherever I go. If I go to the store, I should really have that drive in my car. And the reason for that, of course, is that, if my house were to burn down and all of my information were in my house, then I've lost all of my information, and I don't want that to happen. So, now, of course, do understand that there is a few caveats here, which is, for one, you need to keep it in an insulated bag in your car, otherwise the heat will probably destroy it. And you swap these things out every so often. And further along those lines, these things are not going to last forever. So, it's like with these, they probably work fine, but they will eventually die. So they really don't, because they're all more than 10 years old at this point, they really don't function as proper storage options. They're all things that it's like, okay, yes, it worked, but it should probably be discarded. So what I should do is I should fire these things up, delete all data, and, then smash the connectors that run them so that this is never going to be recovered. I mean, if you want to work hard enough, you can recover it, but, that's just neither here nor there. But then the question is there even any data on there I care about? I mean, is there anything on there I wouldn't want people to have? I don't know. But this is the thing. At a certain point, I have to start being professional with my data. And following the 3-2-1 rule, if I have all of my copies on external hard drives, I don't think that's going to be a big issue. I really don't. The important thing is having at least 2 backups and knowing where those backups are and backing things up regularly. That's what I need to do. If I don't do that, well, I may lose data again. And I definitely don't want that to happen. Anyway, thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard.
Danger Ducky says, this is your magic moment. A moment for you to do something that is good for the world. You can comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers this channel gets, they will buy one of these bracelets I am wearing. Each one of these bracelets I am wearing means that one pound of trash will be removed from the ocean. Cleaning the ocean is an expensive thing to do, and we need your help, so don't be trash. Comment, like, and subscribe, and get trash out of the ocean.